It's that time of the week, our weekly Ask Me Anything, where I answer any question you may have for free. Yeah, free. No credit card, no nothing. Just you got questions, I got answers. Or you can go to my website and pay for an hourly consultation and I'll charge you. No, don't need to do that. So as you can see in the, oh, it's reversed. In the upper, there we go, left-hand corner of the screen. If you are uncomfortable typing your question into chat, again, you can type your question into whatever website you're watching on. If it's YouTube, Twitch, Kick, or LinkedIn, just type your question in the chat. It will show up here on the right-hand side and I'll answer it. But if that's a little bit uncomfortable for you and you're worried about exposing some details or anything, or just don't want to have that dirty laundry aired out, that's fine. Scan the QR code top left, get you to an anonymous form where you can ask any question. No one will know. I don't even need your email or name. You can include it if you want. Don't need it. So, but that's why we're here. We're here to help folks get rocking and rolling. We'll do the normal weekly review of content. Monday morning, Bob and I released another episode 33, I believe, of season 2 of the Metacast. We're well over 300 episodes in total now. We talked about the 10 things that agile teams need to stop doing. Just common practices that everybody just kind of rolls along with. And you need to stop. Because in reality, you're just wasting time. So let me see. Actually, I have there you go. You can click on that link. That'll get you the latest episode. You can subscribe on whatever platform is your platform of choice, be it Apple, Google Podcast is going away, Spotify, all of them. Wherever your podcasts are, that's where we are. We've been around for a long time. So scan that QR code or just go to meta-cast.com. We're there. Subscribe. Get new episodes every week. Moving on, next thing, my newsletter. Newsletter comes out every Tuesday and Thursday morning in your inbox with thoughts and ideas about leadership, ways to improve, ways to grow, things to think about. Yesterday's newsletter was all about names. And if there's a culturally different name that's difficult for you to pronounce, do not opt out. Don't be that person that just lets whoever has a name that's difficult for you to pronounce. Don't let them give you an easy way out and use a nickname or shortened version. No. Learn it. Practice it. Get better at it. Honor that person with their name. Use their right name. It's the least you can do. It's just like a basic human decency thing. So Monday, Metacast came out yesterday morning. That newsletter came out, Leadership Lighthouse. Tomorrow, a new Leadership Lighthouse email hits your inbox sometime in the morning. I forget when I scheduled it for. Topic. What was the topic? I do all my content creation on Mondays. I'd have to look. Third. That's right. First online course is live. We kick off July 10th. Sign up now. As you can see, there's a promo code. The QR code does include the promo code. So you'll save 20% on registration. That means you get a 3-week course for less than $400. That seems like a steal. Okay, cool, Josh. What's that course all about? Well, I'll tell you. Over the past 10, 15 years, I've been focused more on the product side of the house, trying to help get companies get product in order. Because more often than not, wherever I go, teams are struggling. Development teams, engineering teams are struggling. And you know what? So often, it's not their fault. It's not their inability to deliver or build things or meet dates. It's just there is no product direction established at that company yet. So for a dozen or so companies, I've been standing up my whole new approach to product planning and forecasting, and more importantly, product communication across the organization to give everybody clarity on what we are building and what we aren't building. And for the things that we are building, here's about when we think it's going to happen. So giving that clarity across the board to the rest of the organization is a very powerful tool, but so few places can actually execute and make that happen. This course in 3 weeks, I'm going to ask you to put in probably, there's 5 hours of us meeting together. Then every week there's 4 to 6 hours of homework for yourself. So put that time in, and after those 3 weeks, you've got a approach, you've got a product plan, you've communicated effectively across your organization, and you have a cadence and patterns in place for you to just continue to do that and continue to get better and refine that process. It's probably the best $400 you'll ever spend. And I'm biased, but seriously, if you could wave a magic wand and 3 weeks later, after spending $400, have a amazing product plan that you're proud of, that you've clearly communicated across the organization, who wouldn't pay $400 for that? I mean, really. So hit that QR code. But until then, let's get some questions here. I can talk. We've experienced that every Monday podcast. Every Wednesday, I do this talking. As much as I enjoy hearing myself talk, which isn't that true. I'm here for you guys. I'm here to help you out. So put that question in chat, whatever platform you're on. If it's YouTube, Twitch, Kick, or LinkedIn. LinkedIn is going to be the slowest. So if you put something in the LinkedIn live chat, give it a second before it shows up. The other platforms are much more responsive because that's what they were built for. So we'll give folks time to get their question in. I will refresh the anonymous form just to make sure nobody snuck anything in there. Okay. Nothing new there yet. Let me sort that, man. That is not a helpful sort. Goodness gracious. Okay. Until we get the question, what to talk about? Let's see. Some of the things, I've got my notes from our discussion on this week about 10 items that people need to stop doing within their organization. I have a lot of notes. Goodness gracious. So you can get the whole list on our podcast. QR code again. You can go find the full episode there or on the YouTube channel. Just search Metacast on YouTube. First time I talked about was architecture, and people overdo architecture. Companies, teams have a belief that, okay, I got to hide all this. This is, there we go. A little too much there. There's an expectation, some of these products that I help folks out on, where they were planning for their product to get used by all of Facebook. So there is a drastically over-engineered architecture that's in place that is supporting a scale that they will likely never see. So step one, please understand your customer base, actual expected usage. Yes, you want to have some insulation, some protection, just in case, you have some explosive growth, which would be awesome. But really, what is explosive growth in your industry and market? Is it 1,000 users concurrently? That might be massive for you. And I think you'd be surprised at the architecture that's required to support that is relatively minimal. There's some pretty amazing tools out there. So yes, so many places get into a position where they're struggling with scale because their product can't keep up. Yes, there have been many customers of mine that I've been to where they just didn't expect this growth, or they didn't know how to architect a scalable system. Mistakes were made. That happens. Just as often is the opposite, where the company is paralyzed. I'll get that word out. The company is paralyzed by the complexity of their architecture. And that complexity was put in place in the event that some insanely massive, super explosive, like Twitter, Amazon, Facebook, Instagram style growth happens. And that growth just isn't a thing that's realistic for that industry and market that they're in. So please make sure you hit the pause button and understand what explosive growth looks like in your industry and your market with your customer base, because you need to make it easy to adjust, get those bug fixes out, add new features, deploy. Some of the places deployment is just an absolute freaking beast. Why? Because they have all these technologies in place to insulate them from the inevitable, but that inevitable never inevits. I know those aren't words, but you know what I'm saying. All right, so let's get those questions in. Waiting on you guys. Otherwise, I'll just recap podcast episodes, which you should have listened to it anyways. I mean, come on. It's, what is it, Wednesday at 1:11 Eastern. You should have listened to that episode at least twice, maybe 3 times. All right, another item that came up in our discussion was the number of expectations that are placed upon a team without an appropriate level of context and clarity. There are too many organizations where they are in the mode that I label as doing shit. Teams are going to build stuff. They're going to build the best thing they can, whether it lands appropriately or not with the customer base. That sits more on product and leadership. Do we have a clear strategic direction for our product? How we're going to win in market? What is going to differentiate us? Or are we just, as I like to say, are we just doing shit and hoping it sticks? And maybe there's not enough competition right now, so it's okay. We'll just keep building stuff. Customers, maybe they don't use it. Maybe they do, but we release stuff. So there's an expectation that just because you're shipping things, that value is created for your customers and therefore your bottom line for that future acquisition or exit or transaction that you're looking for your company. Does the rest of your organization have a crystal clear, and I mean crystal, like absolutely perfectly clear understanding of what our product strategy is, how we win, how we beat the competition, why our customers choose our product over somebody else's, why they choose to part with thousands of dollars every month to use our product? What is the differentiator that we have? How do we extend that lead? Do we even know why we're winning? Or is it just we're first to market? What happens when there's that fast follower that comes along and learns from all the lessons that you've had to fight so hard to learn from? So please, 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 please stop expecting miracles from teams when you have not given them a fighting chance by not providing them context and clarity around who we are as a company, who this product is, why it wins, what we need to do to win more. Provide that. And I tell you what, when you do that, things just kind of take care of themselves. But too many places are not effective enough at providing that context. And you have to do it more than once. Don't think just because you talked about it last time in your quarterly all hands that was enough. You barely scratched the surface. At least every month. Make it crystal clear. People should get tired of hearing you talk about it instead of being tired of not winning as much as they would like because you've not given them that clarity and context. Okay, get those questions in, my friends. Because if I don't get a question in the next 15 minutes, we shut it down. And my goal is to not shut it down after 30 minutes, but also I can only talk to myself for about a half hour. So a reminder, you can submit your questions via chat in whatever platform you're on, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch, and Kick. We are live on all 4 of those. So feel free to use that chat to post questions in there. Or if you're uncomfortable with that, if you feel like you're airing some dirty laundry and you would prefer not to do that in this open space, hit that QR code in the top left of your screen. That will take you to a anonymous Google form. Name, email, none of that is required. Just looking for some information about what you need and how we can help. So you can use that to get your question answered anonymously. No one will know. More news whilst we wait. I am putting the final touches on a super simple, super easy monthly coaching subscription plan. You can log in, pick your plan, sign up, put your credit card in, company card, should be able to expense it. 3 different levels. 1 monthly. Second level is twice a month. And the third level, the elite growth plan, as it's labeled, is weekly 90-minute sessions where we work together on your personal or organizational backlog. First meeting, we get everything down on paper. We understand what we want to focus on. We build a plan for what we're going to focus on for that next month, and then we start to execute against it. I am Mr. Kellogg. I am back. This is, I think, the 4th one in a row. I was talking to Eric, aka Agile Biker, if you remember him from the old Twitch days. Yesterday we met up for some grub, and he didn't know this either. So I clearly am failing at marketing this. I've focused so much of my effort and energy strictly on LinkedIn marketing. And while I've grown my follower count, what I've struggled with a little bit is just awareness of everything that I'm doing. So I think I'm going to have to do a little bit of pivoting on where I'm focusing my efforts, because yes, there's follower growth, everything that goes along with that, but just awareness of everything that's happening isn't what I'd like it to be. So I got to find a better platform. Because I'm doing Steven, I'm doing a crap ton of stuff here. Crap ton. Lots of new things getting launched. Yeah, I'll get there. I just got to make sure I get there before the money runs out. But making progress. So, yeah, well, since you didn't know this was happening, Steven, you may not know that I've got a online course. That registration just opened this weekend, where I help people get all of their product planning issues handled. Most importantly, people aren't doing product. So many places where I go, they're just not producting. And they don't know how. So this is a 3-week course. Get them up and running. Give them a nice cadence in place, capability to communicate it across the board. So, yeah. Yeah, the new coaching thing, I should have up and running on the website in probably the next 2 or 3 hours. I've got most of it done. So now I just have to put the final finishing touches on it. So that'll be good to go. Get that launched. Creating all these revenue streams, Mr. Kellogg. Seeing what I can do. So yeah, we are back to every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So I'll be here every week doing my thing. Kind of missed it. I kind of missed the old days of the Twitch streams. We had a really good crew back in the day, so trying to reinvigorate that. So that should be good. All right, let me check here. Congrats, Mr. Kellogg. That's good to hear. That's exciting to hear. I've been what I've been working on from just a business perspective is I was doing okay. Pipeline, building and maintaining a pipeline of customers is a sizable job. And what I was struggling with was every dollar that I made was tied directly to me billing on an hourly basis, which is cool. Just doesn't scale that well. So I've been working for the past 3 or 4 months on building out other revenue streams that can create money, like this monthly SaaS style coaching business, the online courses. I've got a few partnerships where I can swing in with teams to help build or just deliver whole products, other offerings and situations like that. So now I got all these new products. And so I've now, past few years, I've become the product guy. What I'm transitioning into now is the marketing guy as I learn all of that. So cold email has been an interesting thing I've been learning. Making mild success with that, but I still feel like there's a lot to learn there. So lots to learn. I've got a meeting with a marketing company tomorrow afternoon. See if I can get some support, because now that I have enough products, I'm comfortable that marketing spend is something that would be logical, because now I have clear, specific capabilities for things to be purchased, and I can directly understand my customer acquisition costs, all of those things, and understand what it costs me to get that next customer. And should I just, if I just double the spend, do I get double the customers? Things like that. So that's where, as a business owner, I've turned my focus. It's an interesting world. A lot to learn there. All right, well, just like the old days. I'm going to give it one last shot here. Yeah, a fair amount of my Bob set me up with a few of my first gigs, so he certainly primed the pump for me and got me off and running in a good direction. What I've been having luck with is the board of directors and investors in companies that I've come in to help, be able to get in contact with them, offering my experience, my services for other products within other companies within their portfolios. Because I've proven that, hey, I can help get this company turned around. Who else in your portfolio is struggling with things like this? Where else can I help? So that's been my most frequent entry point for new customers, given the things that I offer, the things that I help with. But yeah, sales and marketing is a skill. It takes time to learn it. And like anything else, practice. Another thing that I'm toying with, I got to be careful here because this is I've got a weakness. For most of my solopreneur career, the past, let's see, it's 2024. I launched in 2018. So for the past 6 years of building and running my own company, I've taken the shotgun approach, and I've had a bunch of lines that were in the water. I was always doing coaching, and I had this product that I was working on, and so on and so forth. It was usually 4 or 5 different things that I had. I had different lines in the water, just planning, waiting, expecting one of them to hit. The most common distraction for me was product creation. I enjoy that. I enjoy creating things. I enjoy building products. But what I realized was I was distracting myself. So over the past 6 months, I've really focused in on trying to have a narrow focus on what sets me and my consulting and coaching business apart, and really putting the hammer down and trying to accelerate that, which means I've had to say no to all these different thoughts and ideas I've had. So that's why you've seen my focus go from just the coaching to things that directly support or enable the coaching. For instance, the book that I'm working on, that directly supports all of the coaching that I'm doing. The course that I built, that directly supports the coaching. The monthly coaching service, the partnerships with vendors to be able to bring engineering teams and deliver for my customers, that all lives in the same lane, that all supports that. And I enjoy that. And it does an okay job of scratching my itch of I enjoy building things. So I haven't built anything like a product in a while. And I'm happy when I do that. So I've been wrestling with how do I balance doing the thing that just brings me joy and not letting words like, how do I monetize this? Or how do I turn this into a product? How do I launch this? Not letting those thoughts creep into my head. So I've been toying around with daily streams in the evening of me building a product, building a thing, with no intention of taking it to market, but just I enjoy streaming. I enjoy community like this, and I enjoy building things. So what if I just like wrap those 3 things together, and every night for a couple hours, sat down, built a product, and just enjoyed my time? Can I do that? I am terrified of of those thoughts creeping in and then distracting me from my business mission I have of taking all those things that you talked about, books, courses, everything, and supporting a really successful coaching and consulting business. Because I know I can make that happen. I just have to put the time and effort and energy to make that happen. But daggone it, I like building things and writing code. I don't know that I'd build a video game. I've got a couple of different thoughts and ideas. I've got a couple things that I'm toying around with. One, you may remember, gosh, was it pre-pandemic? Oh, all right. I'll see you. Take care of yourself, Steven. I'm still going to keep talking because that's what I do. I'm definitely going to get the word out. I've got 2 options that are out there for things for me to build. Maybe I just work on 2 of them. One, well, the one that has the least productization is, again, I don't remember when we launched this. So a couple friends and I launched Stressed Out Crypto Dads, some NFTs representing dads that were just stressed out with everything going on in their lives. And we had pretty good success with that. We enjoyed it. We certainly didn't do it to make money. We enjoyed the process. So there's a couple things we've been talking about where I can just continue efforts on top of that and build some fun things. And that might be the key for me, is to keep it fun, to enable that to get back into business. The other thing I've got, I launched a mental health, AI powered mental health thing not too long ago. And there's some tweaks I'd like to make to that. But that's a dangerous one because it can turn into a product. So I don't know. We'll see. What I need to do is I need to stop making excuses on why I can't do that, because I'm afraid of my habits kicking in. So I've got to get over that, and I've got to just do it. And I'll stumble and I'll mess things up, but it'll be a good learning experience for me. So I've got to make that happen. We'll see what goes on there, but more on that, more news on that. All right. Last chance for questions. Yep. Nothing else. All right. Well, 4 weeks in a row. I'll be here every week. People, you can't keep me down. I will see you next week. Same time, same place. This time with more questions. Well, next time with more questions. All right.